Hey everyone, very good evening to you all. Charles here, Frgnt Daily Chart Analysis. Time's just approaching 25 minutes to 9 local here in Milan, Tuesday the 5th of April 26. And I'm just about finalising the trading day. To be honest, I've got one current active position in the market. We'll go over that in a moment or so. But the day itself, a pretty easy day to be honest. Our price did, in my opinion, what the forecast was. Even when I had taken a position, I didn't really get too tied into where I thought price would go in line with my take profit. I just had to adapt in line with what price action was telling me. So I'll go over that now. So initially I was looking at a position this morning based on an Asia range structure. As you can see quite clearly, price was making those lower lows, pull back into a lower high, which created another lower low, which essentially broke structure to the left. So when price is going to return to that area, I was looking for my entry confirmation before looking for that short. Unfortunately, what had happened, in the community, I was trying to guide those that pay attention into the types of entries that were available. So when this current candle was printing, I had the opportunity to take the position with the anticipation that this current candle here would be looking to close below that 4-hour 50 EMA as a result of price closing below the 4-hour 50 EMA for the most recent, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4-hour candles. So that's 12 hours worth of price action. Price has been held below that 4-hour 50 EMA. So when price was all the way up here on that 4-hour time frame, that was when price was in and around this area. However, the time for that 4-hour candle to close was pretty much in the last half an hour. And that last half an hour is where I was looking for my entry criteria. Pretty much as soon as I had entered that short position, the current 4-hour candle closed above the 4-hour 50 EMA. So it changed the dynamic of the trade quite considerably, I have to be honest. So as opposing now to using the 4-hour 50 EMA to the downside as support for my short position, in fact, as soon as I had entered that short position, the 4-hour 50 EMA was then working immediately against me, meaning that I didn't shy away from taking the position, but what it meant was I had to be slightly more aggressive in my management style. As a result of then understanding, if I give you an illustration, price is below the 4-hour 50 EMA, rejecting it to the downside. Price then broke up above that 4-hour 50 EMA. So instead of price holding below the 4-hour 50 EMA, price is now closed, looking to retest the 4-hour 50 EMA before making a push towards the upside. And that's essentially what had happened. So that really leads with why I said it pretty much was a day that, in terms of the technicals, they just aligned in line with my strategy. So no real surprises there, to be quite honest. So that trade still just about here. As well as that, we had a confluence on the DXY, as the DXY came into a pretty nice area on the 15-minute time frame as well, which would have been around about 11 o'clock. Let's see if I can locate it. Around about here, as you'll see, 15-minute order block was holding nicely. DXY then came into the area where's the 11 o'clock candle, around about there, and then simply go down to the lower time frames on the DXY. You can see that price was starting to step up on that 1-minute time frame. As well as that, we had the support, excuse me, at that time of the 4-hour 50 EMA in favor of the DXY. So it was looking quite good in terms of the DXY looking to go long, hence why that was a really nice confluence to take that GU short. So anyhow, long story short, the GU short ended out in a break-even trade. As I said, I had to manage that by the time price dipped towards that 4-hour 50 EMA, as simple as moving that stop to break even and see what happens to the trade. So no further trades on GU, to be quite honest. That was the end of that for GBP US dollar. Looking for price to then come up to this higher time frame directional area before looking for a turnaround. But as you can see by my pound sign, where I believe liquidity may possibly lie, that's pretty much what has happened so far. So we've grabbed the stops above, looking to make those moves below. But as you can see by my illustration, that I wasn't inclined to take a position on GU until I get a break of an immediate structure point on that 15-minute time frame, which we're almost having now. But looking at the time, I won't be looking to take any further positions on GU this evening. We'll just have to wait and see how the market unfolds overnight. So, but I do still believe that would be quite a very nice position if we come to the charts. Let's say this morning we've broken some structure lows, looking for a price to come all the way back up to retest the order block left behind, which is pretty much already there, and we're looking for continued shorts based on that DXY strength to come out of the market. So really using the DXY as a great complement for trading all day today, to be quite honest. And the second position, where are we? It was an Euro US dollar short, which I'm currently in at the moment. I'm just going to pause this for a second. I'm back with you. So Euro US dollar short this evening. What do we have? So price using the 4-hour 50 MA again. So we'll start from that basis. 4-hour 50 MA price come into that area looking for the rejection towards the downside, hoping that there's some liquidity by way of order blocks slightly beyond that 4-hour 50 MA, and it's more than likely that price is going to want to dip beyond it on those lower time frames, as we can see has happened here. Then if I were to enlarge that 15-minute time frame for you, we can start to understand why that 15-minute time frame actually starts to make sense. So we can see here at the moment, price again stepping down, those lower lows, lower highs, a lower low created, price then came back into a lower high region before making a lower low, which of course confirms that lower high. So then when price comes back into this area, it's not an immediate short for me. I need to see some confirmation, and I had that. Price came in. It didn't give me a bearish engulfing candle, and those that recognize how I trade know that I want more often than not to see that bearish engulfing candle. For me, that is the highest degree of confirmation to come out of an order block. However, or if I step backwards slightly, the reason for that bearish engulfing is because it would then allow you to select an order block again on that 15-minute time to be able to manipulate. Okay, a slight interruption, back with you guys again. So, didn't have a 15-minute bearish engulfing candle, but we had a bearish 15-minute candle, which allowed me to select a 5-minute order block that you can see here based on that yellow and grey order block. And as you can see, as soon as I'll go to the 5-minute for you to have a look, as soon as that 5-minute order block was created, price literally just came straight back into it, and I set a short straight away as an instant execution. Again, a very aggressive type of entry, and then my role was to see if I can get break even by these lows in the market, which were highlighted just slightly like that, to be honest, just eyeballing an area where I foresee that price may well look to struggle to break as a result of currently that 5-minute time frame looking very much so like so. Therefore, we are still very much so bullish. And like on GU, and the most idyllic scenario would have been for price to break this area and then pull back. But I recognize we're getting towards the end of the day. Also, the 4-hour 50 MA was looking to reject. And of course, the catalyst, the DXY. At the same time, I was looking to take that EU short. The DXY pulled down into this higher time frame order block that I put out this morning based on that 1 hour. This time, the 1 hour order block selection is what I used, and if we go to that 1 hour, you'll be able to understand just why. So we got a couple of 1 hour order blocks, to be quite honest, but in around this region I had determined that this was the most recent push. Therefore, if price is going to look to come back down into this area, I'd be wanting to see if I can refine that area down to look for a long position. Now, not just using that 1 hour. Once you then go to the 15-minute, which is at the top chart. It's been a long day, guys, bear with me. You can see here, not only did price dip into the 1 hour, but it also dipped into the refined 15-minute order block as well. So I got a degree of stacked confluence, and then the mere fact that price didn't break this area, in fact, we closed and we reopened, started to print bullish. That then gave me the incentive to take that short there on Euro US dollar, which is currently sitting at break even like so. And it's more than likely towards, actually I haven't made the decision just yet, depending on where price will start to push towards the evening, I may look at holding that overnight or I might just close it out for whatever profits that I have at this time. We'll see how this evening starts to pan out as we start to approach the crossover. Then I'll have to make that decision just then, because I'm not a big fan of widening stops for spreads as we start to cross over, and then you get yourself in a bit of a pickle, to be quite honest. So there's really no need for me, in my opinion, to be doing that. So I hope that breakdown was conclusive for you all. Just under 10 minutes, trying to keep them sharp and quick fire for you. But that was it, to be honest. All other pairs were marked up, but I didn't gain any entry at all. Nothing on UJ, if that's going to start loading. Probably not. EU, there's the active position there. UCAD, I was really wanting to take UCAD longs based on, of course, that DXY strength coming into the market, but price simply didn't pull back for me. You can see exactly here on the 15 where I wanted price to pull back, what I wanted to await for by way of entry setup and criteria. You can see many different methods that were discussed this morning with the community. GCAD, nothing on GCAD for me either, no pullbacks whatsoever. And to be honest, in terms of GCAD, I'm looking for this scenario breakup or a breakdown in any plane before looking to get active on GCAD. And that was pretty much it for the day. Just alerts galore, active going off, and that's it, guys, to be quite honest. So thank you very much for your attention. I appreciate the support across all the channels as always, and I suppose you'll hear from me tomorrow morning in much less than 12 hours time. All the best in your training journey. Hope it's going well. Take care. Have a good evening. Charles.